blessed ones of the nations of the world. One more time, this is your brother Dan Moses of Say of Sakodi of TRC, Ghana, coming to you with a continuation of the expose, Testimony, New World Disorder. We are uncovering the cowardly secret killing of the Haitian president. We have received some very shocking information of truth, which not many of us has God given that grace to be able to offer such information. Noble people of Pakistan, of Israel, of the Middle East, of Europe, Asia, Australia, and of the nation, whether we be Jews, whether it be Muslims or Christians, I'll tell us what. I think that God has loved me beyond measure. Don't you look at me and say that this guy is too special. Why is he able to come out with this information? And yet, he is still alive. There has been a price for God keeping me alive and for you receiving what you are receiving. There is a reason why God kept John, the Revelator, in the island of Patmos, in acid, to give to the humanity what we need to do concerning our time, which we call the book of Revelation. There is the reason why God kept Daniel alive in the lion's den, for him to give to us the book of Daniel, that we will know what would happen in our time. It is just by grace. My second born daughter is called Grace. Grace. I believe in the grace of God. It is what has kept me alive. The price for God keeping me alive, to be able to share this with the humanity and the nations of the world, for the sake of the Jew, for the sake of the soul of the Muslim, for the sake of the soul of the Christian, for the sake of the souls of humanity, our souls, for the sake of the soul of the Judaist. The price had been too high that without Christ my Lord, without God, I could not have paid it. Listen, my God, Christ Jesus, he himself, he was killed by men. As the price, my two innocent children, before the elder Elizabeth attained the age of 3. Those that are furthering the global agenda, after they used the US undercover agent to get me lynched and got me kidnapped with the CIA, but with the same CIA operative, Paul Ambene, the preacher. My tortured children have been abducted since 2011 up to this very day, 2021. How many years? 10 years. My wife, my so-called wife then, after plotting to get me kidnapped, was donating free sex for the fear of her life. She was giving free sex They plotted to get me kidnapped and sexed up my wife. Are you ready to pay that price? I am tortured on the job. I am persecuted. My body is chopped off alive. 21st century, in our world, 21st century. My pastor, Reverend Dr. David Nabemado, was murdered as though he was a criminal in the house of God. These are all my people whom haters have killed. They burnt them alive on the soil of Ghana. And it's being covered up to this very day by these same pushers of the global agenda. They don't care. No matter how many people that are killed in your nation, in my nation, in America, and around the nations of the world, it's part of global population control. So to them, it is fine. My Kofi Annan precious life has been taken. Oh, you are looking behind me. Almost all the saints that you see there, they are my people of Ghana. They have all been killed. Almost all of them. The price has been too high. I could never pay. It was paid for me by Christ Jesus. And I continue to pay that. No hatred for me. No bomb plot set up against me. It's enough to take my faith from Christ. I call back to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder, the 9th of December, 2021. 15 years after the evil agenda by some politicians, diplomats, religious leaders was set up to go about destroying innocent life at the back of Christians, at the back of the Church of God. And God is teaching them that He is not dead, He's alive. Blessed ones of the nations of the world, we are on the cowardly secret killing of the Haitian president. The people of Haiti have told us that this undercover agent hated me so much that he chose for her own biological father, the only daughter of the same mother and father. This man, his name is Jack Caesar. The people of Haiti, go search it out. The wife is Marie Caesar. Their only daughter, this what happened is this woman, the US undercover. She hated me so much that for her to have her own biological children be set free from captivity, from abduction, and for her to see me alive, her own father must die. And she saw her father being bedridden, swollen, and bleeding to death. If she would, for her to yield to return my children into their home where they belong, she chose that her own father must die. And she died May the 8th, 2012. His Excellency John Barack Obama knows what I'm talking about. I call back to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. I've told us that she hated me so much that right from the onset of the marriage, she has sought to kill Otumfuo Osei Tutu II. I've told us, noble people of Haiti, how long will this US undercover agent trouble me, trouble my people of Ghana, kill my people indiscriminately? Without consequence. The consequence of her evil eventually fell on you. on July the 7th, 2021, 7 days after her evil with other Pakistanis who were keeping that global secret to get their own people destroyed, sought to get me killed. 7 days after. In Germantown here. In fact, in another 7-Eleven store. Blessed ones of the nations of Akufo to the program. Testimony, New World Disorder. Ghana and the nations of the world. Mr. Shah and Anila, the wife, who are both Pakistani, who love oil money so much. America, I want to trust you. I want to tell you that not that Mr. Shah and Anila, the wife, they love America more than they love their nation, Pakistan. You see, it is for the fact that they love money more than life. That is why they have to give their mind to the pushing of that global agenda. They didn't operate that evil of they keeping that secret with US undercover agent to get their own people killed. They didn't do it for America. They didn't do it for Ghana. There were some Ghanaian minds, who they were operating for just to get me killed. They didn't operate for Ghana. They agreed for oil money. They agreed for paper. It's what led them to betray their own people of Pakistan in secrecy to get their people killed. Ghana, Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. The Germantown police, the FBI, while I was working in the company 711 Henderson Corner in the year 2020, they had persecuted me so much to the point that I started bleeding. Literally, I was bleeding just like the undercover agent's father bled to death. I was bleeding. Prior to this, the same undercover agent had used another 7-Eleven store in Rockville with the owner of the store called Amira. This time, Amira, not Anila. Anila and Shah, they are Pakistanis. Amira is from Ethiopia, who had given her mind to the World Health Organization boss and the US undercover agent to come after my innocent life and seek to destroy my life, to impose, to enforce their defunding strategy against me on the job. This was in October, November of 2021. That Amira and this US undercover agent, for the fact that I would not allow them to rob me of my income, the diplomatic stakes, the political stakes, America, Ghana, religious, they colluded. Those that are pushing the global agenda, they killed my uncle. Within 5 weeks after they have killed my father in Ghana, and I've fled Ghana and I've come to America. Within 5 weeks, the undercover agent got them to kill my uncle as well, because I would not give my wages to her to spend with her boyfriend. I will not give her a penny. So they killed my uncle immediately. From that Amira store, I had to go and work in the store of this Mr. Shah and Anila's store from Pakistan. You are saying that, oh, but you are talking about 2020, 2019. Let's get it clear. As far back as 2013, I was working with the same Pakistanis, traitor Pakistanis, Mr. Shah, Anila, and Mr. Chim. And they were in cahoots with his US undercover agent. You go to the Rockville court, and the court records shall prove that Mr. Chim from Pakistan, in the interest of this US undercover agent, had made up a willful lie on legal document, which is on the US Rockville court, the state of Maryland, that I started working for the company on May the 2nd, 2013. Bank records from Bank of America prove that way before the May 2nd, 2013, I have received paycheck from that Henderson Corner 7-Eleven of Anila and Mr. Shah, the traitors who were giving their own people of Pakistan to be killed. I was working at the store because they know the US undercover agent as their crime partner. They chose May 2nd, 2013 to make up willful lie on legal document, which is at the Rockville court as I speak now. Why May 2nd? That was the 2 years, the exact 2 years anniversary for the so-called announcement of the killing of Osama bin Laden by Barack Obama. Did you hear that? So the Pakistanis knew what they were doing. They knew that for years, when Osama bin Laden was not alive, the intelligently smart of America, who have allowed the global states to infiltrate the FBI, the CIA, the Montgomery County Police, they knew that for years they had been playing America. When they had talked about they have talked to humanity that Osama bin Laden had come out with a threatening audio. They are seeking to authenticate it to see the video to authenticate it to see whether it was Osama bin Laden, and eventually they come out that yes, it was Osama bin Laden's voice. So they are still hunting for him. In such videos, you will see Osama bin Laden walking on the mountains of Pakistan with a cane in the same clothes, and they have used that same video for years over and over to play the American. Whenever I had taken a stand to expose the US undercover agent, I was coded Osama bin Laden. So they come out with a video and fool America and fool the world to silence me, to suppress me. They use that strategy and the staging of terror act. They claim they have arrested terrorists. One of such staging of the terror act was on 26th of this, a day after Christmas. He became known as the Christmas bomber. I can give you countless records of the evil of this US undercover agent. For years, they have fooled the world. When they are talked about Osama bin Laden, they were referring to no other but this African. So on the 2nd of May, 2013, they made that Anila and Mr. Shah, through their money, the manager that was managing this, called Mr. Chen to make up a willful lie records for the court in the interest of this US undercover agent. On May the 2nd, 2013, before we know that there was no accident about that evil that was pursued by Anila and Mr. Shah, using my life, taking me for Osama bin Laden, when they have gotten their own people killed. In 2012, May the 2nd, that's 1 year after the announcement of the so-called killing of Osama bin Laden, which was a fiasco and total nonsense. This US undercover agent chose to meet me 1 year after she had abducted my children. There should be a meeting between her and myself in regarding her dying father. We met in Germantown at the park of the 117 Germantown Road. The Montgomery County Police, the FBI, they know that because they have tracked me there several times when I've gone to pray. On that day that I met with the US undercover, over a year after, almost a year after abducting my children, they made her to meet me on no other day, the 2nd of May, 2012. They have always used my innocent life for their evil agenda. Ghana and the nations of the world. Akufo to the program. Testimony, a word disorder. Haiti, you need to understand that the evil of this undercover agent against her own biological father's life, against my father, against my precious life, against the life of my innocent, tortured and abducted children, against my precious people of Ghana, against the life of Dr. Busubu Kofi Annan, with a wicked diplomatic stakes, some operating through the UN High Commission for Kidnappers, lynchers that call themselves human rights. They fight for human rights. Akufo to the program. Testimony, a word disorder. When in 2020, they have persecuted me so much that I was bleeding in helplessness. I was literally dying. I had to go to the shop of Georgina Menu International Food Warehouse. I didn't even have health insurance. I had no money. Anila from Pakistan, Mr. Shah from Pakistan, who were acting as traitors to get their own people killed and a global agenda. They had made sure that they have cut my hours, giving me only 2 hours, 2 days to work in a week, to ensure that I would have no money to help myself, that I die in the situation quickly. While they were making the whole world shout, they were shouting, coronavirus. Huh? I'm talking about 2020, February, March, April, May, June, July, August. Picture how the world had been. The state of Maryland, America, had been shut down. 2020, this was the heated moment of the the heated moment of Ghana's national election. The Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., they decided, with diplomatic stakes, Ban Ki-moon and his cronies, With diplomatic taking that time we were done with it. We were long done with the banking. He had gotten disappointed with the South Korean through. So we are talking about states within the United Nations. They had endorsed secretly. Let them persecute me, torture me, and I was bleeding. And there were human rights people in that issue that know that human beings have rights. The undercover agent had a right to lynch the father of her children. Lynch, kidnap, plot and kidnap the father of that is a human right. Plot to kidnap her own husband while she was donating free sex. That is human right. That is a human right. But I know that is human left and not right for diplomat to engage in such evil because I am an African. Akwaba to the program testimony, the world disorder. I went to the store of Georgina Menu, Montgomery County Police, FBI, tracking me to that store. Everywhere that I go, they pursue me. They had quickly, before then I had gone to the All African food store, the Nigerian store, to go inquire for blood tonic called Duro, which is over the counter, so I can buy to help my bleeding situation. I was losing too much blood, so I don't die. The Nigerian store didn't have that medication. I was walking in all feebleness. Before I got to Georgina Menu store, Georgina Menu had been made to withdraw the Duro from the shop. That when I come to the shop, it should not be sold to me. She doesn't have it because I must die. Liberty University, Lynchburg, Virginia, preacher professors, they were colluding in that evil to get me killed. Kwaba to the program, testimony, the world disorder. If Mr. Shah, Anila, traitors from Pakistan, can do this evil of they being in cahoot with global state to get their own people killed, would we expect anything less than what they did to me? We know that in 2020, after they have killed my Jerry John Rawlings, December, I left America for Ghana to go bury His Excellency Jerry John Rawlings for the protection of my life. The US just it, but they knew it. The legitimate authorities of US, they knew it. The United Nations knew it. I've gone to Ghana. Yeah, these same forces paid a blind eye for me to be terrorized by Nana Addo Akufo, supported by bribe-taking IGP James upon IGP James upon bribe-taking Speaker of Parliament. She had done it in 2017, did it 2008, 2019. In 2020, when I had gone to Ghana, and the government of Nana Addo Akufo had continued terrorizing, persecuting, I flee Tema to my family in Kumasi. They had taken over the home with surveillance. They would not let the people of Patasi know their peace. They hated me so much. I had to come back to US. Before I came back to US, I told us in the expose on expose we received this week before this one is coming to us. The one we received on December the 7th. I've told us that I came to America with almost nothing. Akwa to the program testimony, New World is what. In that my return to America in June 2021, I had to make every contact with the 7-Eleven store, which company I was still working for at the time I left for Ghana. When I went to Ghana and I had to come back, I was in contact with the company, the CIA, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, D.C., the crime covering stakes, Montgomery County. They were playing, playing me. They needed me to come back to America so they can set up bomb plot against me and kill me. So they were making the Anila and Mr. Shah, their store, the manager called Sammy, play the game. Oh, or say, come back. When you come back, your job is ready for you. You can just come and do your job. The job is ready for you. Ghana, you know what the Justice Department knows? You know what the FBI knows? You know what the Montgomery County Police know? Within 6 months of me leaving US to Ghana, December of 2020 and June of 2021, the maximum we might call is 7 months. Within that short window, to cover up the role of those Pakistanis, money loving Pakistanis, oil breathing Pakistanis, traitors Pakistanis who are giving their own people to be killed. The FBI, Montgomery County Police, the CIA, the Ghana Embassy, Washington, they ensured that the store that Anila and Mr. Shah had owned for over a decade, for years, in Germantown, Maryland. Within that 7 months window, they told them to quickly sell the store as part of the cover-up. They must sell the store because that store played the major role in what happened to the US at your 2020 elections and the ultimate killing of Jerry John Rawlings. So, the FBI, Montgomery County Police, they must clean up all their mess while they were getting it back to America. They sold the store, made Mr. Shah to flee back to Pakistan, tell the wife to flee to Florida. I came back hoping to come work in my company, at the 7-Eleven company, at least if a part-time before I get another. And Sammy, after using the manager, using that bait, because the US State Department needed me to come back. The US Justice Department needed me to come back. We talk about truth in the face of death. That is what Christ has taught me. Oh, the CIA needed me to come back. The terror government of Nana Addo Akufo needed me to come back. So they have used the Sammy to play. Come back your job. I came only to find out that the Montgomery County Police, the crime covering state, have made them sell the company to new management, new owners. So I went to the store and the new owners have come and they are taking over the business. Anila and Mr. Shah had been made to flee America. They had been made, the husband fled to Pakistan. Anila had fled to Florida. They have made millions at the expense of the blood of Ghanaians. And Sammy, the manager, had to tell me he cannot employ me at the company. Because the company has been sold. So you will not believe that a day for my flight for me to return to America. On the 4th, on the 13th, on the 14th, on the 12th, I was calling. Oh, the job is there. I got to America. I went to his place on the 17th, and he had to tell me the company has been sold. So I will refer you to another store, 7-Eleven store. So you go and work there. Who were those owners of the store? Other Pakistanis. This one too was called Vandam Shah and Niti Shah, husband and wife, traitor Pakistanis. So Mr. Shah and the husband, they have fled US. Mr. Shah and the wife, they have cleaned up their mess. They have pushed me to another Pakistani. Their crime count covering counterpart. Their counterpart whom they have been using to hold the secret, to get their own Pakistanis killed for years. They shipped me to Vandam Shah and Niti Shah in another 7-Eleven store that I should go seek a job there. I went there, they have already plotted with them that when I come, they should hire me. Vandam Shah and Niti Shah from Pakistan, they colluded with the US undercover agent. Within 2 weeks of me working there, before I make my first paycheck, they plotted to get me assassinated. Attack me with the Montgomery County Police on the 30th of June, 2021. 30th of June, 2021. 7 days after Haiti, the consequence fell on your president. He was killed brutally. The world was told about. Akufo to the program, Testimony, New World Disorder. We would end here and go to what to do and continue next week. But Haiti gets it well and good. The Pentagon told you what and told the world what they ought to hear intelligently. But this undercover agent, she is a real killer. God bless you. And God bless my home.